So the question is, does a Sasquatch vocalize more than once? There are tons of recordings out there that you can find on YouTube of a possible Sasquatch vocalizing more than once. But there's a debate going on between researchers for the last few years now. Some say that if a Sasquatch vocalizes, then you're not going to get any more action that night, because these creatures are so stealthy, they don't want to give away their location. And if one vocalizes, then it's pretty much, giving itself up, and they'll move out of the area. And these researchers believe you won't get any more activity that night. While others speculate that, they could get multiple vocalizations and the activity could continue on throughout the night. Now, all I can do is speak about my own personal experiences. Now, let's say like on the West Coast towards like the Olympics, let's say, some researchers might think that, if they get a vocalization, they can pretty much chalk up the rest of the night, that nothing else is going to happen. And then on the East Coast, some will say that, if they get a vocalization, they're going to get more action later that night. So who's right and who's wrong? I think they're both right and they're both wrong. You might get more activity if something vocalizes, and you might not get anything. I've gone out several times and I've never captured anything on audio. Other times, I've gone out and I've captured a variety of different things. Now, you may hear, some wood knocks and no vocalizations. You may hear a vocalization and have nothing else happen. So I have one bit of audio that we recorded back in 2016, I think it is. We were camping at this small little lake, and we started getting activity with like wood knocks and stuff like that around 7 o'clock at night. Now, the first vocalization didn't happen until about I think it was like 10 minutes after 10, and then it continued on throughout the night. Our next vocalization, we had like 3 vocalizations, like one at like 11:15, 11:26, and then 11:45, and then the last vocalization was around midnight, and then the activity kind of went quiet after that. And then things started picking up around 2-3 o'clock in the morning while we were asleep in our tents. But leading up to these vocalizations, we had a lot of wood knocks and tapping sounds and stuff like that. We could hear something moving through the brush. So I guess it all depends on the season, your location, and whether or not there's one or two or multiple Sasquatch in the area. So I guess it all just depends on how lucky you are the night that you go out. So we were out there for like 2 or 3 days. Our first night we got all this activity, and then the second day it was pretty dead. We heard a couple knocks. The last day we didn't have anything. But I'm going to play you guys 5 clips of vocalizations that we captured on our first night there, and this is all these vocalizations took place in about a 3 to 4 hour time span. So have a listen to it. So, in my opinion, vocalizations are very hard and very rare to capture when you're out in the field, but it does happen from time to time. And if you got the right location and you got Sasquatch in the area, you might get lucky enough and they will vocalize more than once. So this is just one example that I've captured, and it was one hell of a night.